Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another YouTube video for you guys today, and today we have a special kind of video. I will be reviewing a gacha game that is different from Epic 7. Now you guys might already know what this gacha game is. It is Artery Gear Fusion. Now before we get started though, I'm not saying in any way that I think this game is better than Epic 7, nor will I think Epic 7 will die. There's just a lot of conversation going on that, this is just a better Epic 7, which I don't really agree with for the most part. We're mostly going to talk about the pros and cons, how it's similar to Epic 7, and if it's actually worth playing and if it's fun. So the first thing you might notice is that this game's artwork is very, very different from Epic 7's. Epic 7's is more fantasy based, while this game is mostly going to be, as you see, pretty mecha based. Mecha waifus, there's also no husbandos, no guys at all, and it's very, very, I'd say, chibi oriented, and honestly there's a lot of fan service in this game, which I'm not too much of a fan of, but some of you guys might be, so if that's what you're into, this game might be the game for you just based off the artwork. But I personally prefer Epic 7's, but I know a lot of people like chibis and mechas and waifus, so this game might be for you just based off of that. So yeah, let's get started. So what is Artery Gear Fusion similar to Epic 7 in? So there's a lot of similarities. A lot of people call this Epic 8 actually because it's so similar in the gameplay. You're going to see that if we look at the battle button here, it's the same name as Epic 7. There's going to be stuff here, right? So we have data collection, which is the exact same as Spirit Altar. You're going to see basically it's the old Spirit Altar, which goes up to stage 10, and you can get normal, or I guess lesser, greater, and epic runes, right? These are going to be the epic runes, the purple ones, right? And you can get all three. There's three only because there's no MLs yet in this game, and I don't think there will be. So there's three elements: fire, earth, and ice as well. They're different names in Artery Gear, but it's basically the same thing. And you're going to see that this is the way that you farm these, I guess, these data things that you need to actually awaken your units. And you're going to see that it's the same as Epic 7 at the bottom left here because they're only available on certain days, and on weekends they'll be all open. We also have the same thing as Hunt. It's called Target Elimination. You're going to see that it's basically Wyvern, Golem, Banshee, and I guess Azmonak, but the sets are a bit different. Everyone farms the fire one, which is the same as Wyvern's element, and it's basically for speed set, as you can see. This is basically called Centaur. It's basically the same as Wyvern. You just farm this for speed set. Nothing is different. It's the exact same thing. We also have Abyss and Automaton Tower in the Mutation Waypoint and Lava Rift. It's basically the exact same thing, except that you can carry over your progression and you can loot everything that way. You don't have to repeat it and go all the way up again, so it's very, very nice in that aspect. But it's essentially the same thing in terms of rewards, so you can see that there's a lot of similarities with Epic 7, and you're going to basically prioritize the same things as you do in Epic 7 if you end up playing this game. So yeah, that's the similarities. There's even more actually we're going to talk about. There's even event maps with event shops. It's very similar, although I'd say this event map will actually take longer than the ones in Epic 7 because there's 3 chapters. I actually did not beat the last chapter yet. This one just came out. There's also an event shop, right? And you're going to see that they usually always have an event hero that you can get, which is pretty similar to Epic 7 as well. And yeah, runes always the same. You have charms here in the bottom left. You also have Phantasma and these All Fours A and All Fours Betas. You also have the Moose, right? That's the penguins, and you have gear here as well, which is very, very similar. Even Sky Stones, right? So it's pretty much exactly the same in that aspect as well. You also have dispatch missions, right, in the bottom left, and you're going to see that I can just click one button to claim it all, which is a very, very good thing about this game, the QOL. And you also have check-in events, which pretty much every gacha game has. You also even have like secret shop, but this one isn't as bad. You don't have to roll this for your bookmarks or mystic metals. You only really do this for gear, and honestly, early game this is a pretty good source of gear, but later on you're not going to use this as much, but it is another way of rolling stuff for gear. You're also going to have an adventurer's path that you want to follow in the rookie training and also in the pre-mission briefing that will give you really, really insane gear to help you progress through the game. Very similar to Epic 7 where you want to do, Free Spiritaria's adventurer's path and just adventurer's path in general to get gear. So very, very similar. There's a lot of things you can do. There's even guilds, right? And even the interfaces are pretty much similar except a little bit more updated. So yeah, that's the similarities. I know there's a lot more. If I miss anything, guys, in pros, cons, or like similarities, just let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you guys have differing opinions, and it's good to hear them. So yeah, let's talk about the pros over Epic 7 from what I've seen from my point of view. So Artery Gear is a newer game, so it's a lot easier to catch up. right? There's not as many heroes, there's not as many people that have played for a long time, so a lot of people are going to be more behind in gear, which means that you'll be able to catch up in leveling up all your units, gearing your units as well, and you won't be, as far behind as if you started Epic 7 today, because, yeah, the game's been out for a less amount of time in global server, meaning you won't get, completely railed in PvP like you might in Epic 7, right? It's also very easy to catch up because the game gives you a lot of materials at the beginning of the game, which is very nice. Also, there's a lot of QOL. For example, quick start button, right? I know this is an Epic 7, but you have to go through a lot of menus to do this, right? It's really easy to start up stuff. It also loads faster, there's no animation, and there's also a way to lock your units all at once, right? I can just click everything and unlock everything. You don't have to always go through everything, so it's very nice. Those are some examples. There's also, a lot of other QOL changes within the game that if you just play it, you'll realize, like for dispatch missions, you saw I pressed one button, it just claims everything, and we do it again. So it's really easy to do stuff in this game because of the QOL changes. And speaking of QOL changes, there is a huge major QOL change in this game that you can do, and that is going to be with any stage that you have completed, right? You can actually do AI combat, right, which is basically repeat battling, and you can do it however many times you want, up to 30 times. You don't need to, make a pet, level up the pet to be able to do it multiple times. From the start of the game, you can do it up to 30 times. I just don't have enough energy for this, so it doesn't let me. And if you see at the top right here, you'll see that there's a button called Offline Battle. Now, Offline Battle is basically a thing where you can repeat battle on the game while your game is not running. So you can actually close the game or do something else on your phone at the same time, and the game will keep repeat battling for you, so you don't have to sit there and stare at your phone or leave your phone running on the game's screen, so you can repeat battle. So it's very nice, and you can see it will auto, refill energy like it always does. There's low power mode, which I do not know why Epic 7 does not have repeat battling when a lot of games already have it. There's also, things that will auto disenchant or sell your gear for you, which is really nice. So there's a lot of QL changes, and this is the biggest QL change and pro over Epic 7. I really wish Epic 7 implemented this. If they did, the game would be so much better. But offline battling makes Artery Gear so easy to farm in, and it's just a way better system than Epic 7, I cannot lie. Also with Artery Gear, because it is a newer game, and honestly they don't give you as much energy as Epic 7. Epic 7 is really generous with web events and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to, spend as much time on this game, but it's good because it's not as time consuming, making it, a good side game to play. Or if you don't have a lot of time in your life, then you can actually use this as a side game. You're going to see here from the energy, you can only buy energy with sky stones or crystals up to 20 times a day, where in Epic 7 it's unlimited. So you can only, for free to play players, they don't give a lot of energy for you, which is a pro and con, but it is not as time consuming. So it's a very good side game, and it won't take a lot of time out of your day, because honestly Epic 7 takes a lot of time. It is a full-time game. You cannot really play Epic 7 as a side game, but Artery Gear works very well as a side game if you're looking to not play the game as much or not stare at your phone as much. Also, more pros over Epic 7, the gear is a lot easier to actually get. So not get, but actually roll. So if I look at my gear here, right, for example, you're going to see this is my Ginga, which is basically the same as Sigrid. There's a lot of units that are very similar to Epic 7. Some people say they copy, which is kind of true, but, it is what it is. But you're going to see for the gear here, right, this is, Epic, right, stuff like that. But you can see all the subs. Now, even though this is plus 15, I didn't roll it to plus 15 to see all these subs. For example, if I look at this, purple piece of gear, which is Epic, you're going to see that I see all the 3 subs. I just haven't unlocked the stats on it yet until I roll it. So if I try to upgrade, you're going to see on the right here where I'm clicking, go to plus 3 to unlock this substat, go to plus 6, plus 10, right, and etc. So you can see all the subs on gear, and you don't have to reveal them. Also, not only that, but you can also see what tier of rolls it is. So it's purple here, right? So it's an epic roll. If it was yellow or gold, like this one, this would be the best roll that you can get in that slot. So you can actually see how your gear will roll in the first place. So you don't have to, speed chase and stuff like that. There's none of that in this game. You can actually just see all the stats. And you don't have to sit in your inventory screen crafting and rolling your gear over and over, because you'll actually see what will be able to be rolled. That's a huge change. I think this change is just as good as the offline repeat battling. And even better, you can actually change the substats of your gear by fusing into another piece. So this is a really good update as well. You'll see you can select a secondary gear. Primary gear's substats will be fully replaced by the secondary gears. So you can keep this set, you can keep the grade, you can just replace the substats, and you can even upgrade some substats as well. You can even change this purple attack to a gold attack if you wanted to. It just takes a lot of mats, but it is a possibility in this game to actually increase the rolls of your rolls, which is not possible in Epic 7, right? In Epic 7, if your rolls suck, You're stuck with them forever. But in this game, you can actually upgrade the rules as well. So yeah, that's another huge change. We're going to talk about one more change that's pretty big as well, and then we're going to talk about the cons. I don't want to talk about too many pros about this game because honestly I talked about all of them anyways, but we're going to talk about summoning. So summoning in this game is very nice because, you know, every game has a pity, but in this game the pity will actually carry over. So every banner except for event banners, right, and limited banners, you'll get these recruit orders. Actually, you'll get them for everything, but the event ones will not carry over to the next event, right? Only the regular ones will, but the pity does carry over. Now, the pity is higher. It's actually at 200. You'll see here it costs 200 to buy units, but you're going to see that this carries over. And even then, you don't have to actually, you know, buy the units on the next banner. You can just hold it forever. It does not expire. So it's really nice because pity does carry over. But keep in mind that the pity is higher at 200 over 120. It's really up to you to decide which one's better. Honestly, I think Epic 7 system is still better for pities because even though it doesn't carry over, guys, you can just save your Sky Stones anyways to make sure you can pull for the pity. And also, overall, it is a lot easier to get Sky Stones in Epic 7 in my opinion. So yeah, those are the pros. Now let's talk about the cons of this game. There's a lot of cons as well, don't get me wrong. First off, I'm going to talk about the artwork. You guys might not be a fan of the mecha artwork or chibi artwork or the fan service. Honestly, that's me. If the game had Epic 7's artwork, I would probably drop Epic 7 and play this for now. But because of the artwork, I'm kind of turned off by it. So I'm not really a fan of mechas, but maybe you guys are, and that might be a plus for you. But for me, it's personally a con. Also, another big problem is the limited energy. So in Epic 7, you can always spend your Sky Stones and Crystals late game as a free-to-play player to buy unlimited energy. But in this game, as I showed earlier, you can only buy it 20 times a day. So free-to-play players actually get limited on how much they can play the game. The only other way to do it, right, is to actually, you know, be able to, you know, buy these for money. Also, I didn't mention this, but there's another pro. So it's kind of, you know, off topic, but another pro would be, you see these energy boxes? You can get a lot of these for free. In Epic 7, it's just flat energy, but these backup energies are actually like leafs. So you can actually, you know, buy these and not spend it on that day if you don't want to play that day. That's another pro. But yeah, anyways, free-to-play players get less energy in the long run, which is pretty bad. Also, when you battle, guys, there's a lot of screen shake. I'm not going to show you an example, but you're going to know if you play this game that there is screen shake, so try it out if you're interested. And if the screen shake is really annoying, you can't turn it off. It might be bad for your motion sickness or something like that, but that is another problem. I think they should add an option to stop it, and if they do, the gameplay would be a lot more bearable to watch. Also, it is a newer game. Even though that means it's easier to catch up, there's no Guild Wars or RTA. There's not really any endgame content so far, but they will add it in the future. They've said they will. It's just for now, you know. All you can really do in this game is build your PvE teams and I guess your arena teams, but honestly, there's no like live time PvP, so it's not that fun in my opinion. In the late game, you're just kind of sitting here, you know, doing your dailies, running your hunts, and building your units, which is good and bad, right? You don't have to spend a lot of time on the game, but there's not really any late game, end game content right now, so, you know, it's a good and bad thing, right? You don't have to rush to PvP right now. You can just sit here, farm your units, you know, gear your units, get some gear, and then later on, once PvP comes out, you'll be good to go. So it's a good time to start playing because you're not that behind. So that's a pro and a con, honestly, but yeah, in my opinion, it is a con because I kind of want to play some PvP. So yeah, in summary, guys, you can see this game, pretty cool. I recommend testing it out, you know, even though if you guys are not fans of mecha or chibi gameplay, which I wasn't at first, after playing this game for a bit, like a week or so, I found it pretty fun, and you guys might change your opinion as well. The gameplay is pretty nice, there's a lot of QL changes, and the best part is it's not time consuming at all, so you can still play Epic 7 while playing this. If you're, you know, playing on Epic 7, run out of energy, and you want to do something else and play a different gacha game, Artery Gear is a very, very good side game for you. So yeah, I recommend testing it out, guys. I for sure will be playing it for a little bit more at least, and maybe I'll make some content on this in the future, but for now I just wanted to review it for you guys because, you know, I've been testing a lot of gacha games out like Counterside and Artery Gear, and I just wanted to let you guys know what I think about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys found this interesting. If you guys want to see me review more gacha games in the future, make sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps me out a lot, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.